the newspaper reports today, there seems to be an apparent, well, it's an allegation that a daughter-in-law of mine visited customs. She is not a Duterte, she is a Sumera. And I haven't seen that one for the last 10 years. Nag-ano yan siya, unang asawa ni Pulong. Pulong, the vice mayor now of Davao City, eloped with a Maranao lady whose age was 24. Tinanan niya, tinanan si Pulong, tinanan niya yung anak ko, kasi 18 years old lang, at nawala yan sa kamay ko. One of my sad events in my life, because I never saw him for more than 5 years. Until yung nalaman ko na nagkaroon na ako ng apo. So I sought him out and made peace with him. Naghiwalay na yan sila. She is now married to a Sumera. And si Pulong naman, just like the father, married another woman for second time. Pero ganun lang ang buhay. Na ito naman si Mans Carpio, ang tatay niya, kapatid niya si Ombudsman Morales, Carpio Morales. Ito, abogado ito. Long before yung mighty king, ang office nila ang nag-handle niyan. I don't know if Bebot Belio has divested his interest there, but sila yung mga puro Ilocano, Bebot Belio, marami yan sila. At ang anak ko was lawyering for the mighty king. Siyempre, piliin mo yung klienteng may pera. Pero sabi ko, kung hanggang dyan, okay lang, sabi ko. It's lawyering. Nobody can question us, and even I, when as a matter of fact, it is just part of our profession, our vocation as a lawyer. Alam naman natin mga abogado. Pero wala kaming tinanggap. At ang sinabi ko naman sa inyo, if any of my children, at right, sabi ko sa pingalanan ko na kaagad, si Mayor Sara, si Pulong, pati si Sebastian. Kung yan ang pumasok doon sa may hiningi na illegal or graft and corruption, I told you before, I am ready to step down as president. I will not hesitate and cling to power when it is no longer productive of me as a human being. Gusto ko lang malaman ninyo. Wala akong illusions dyan sa presidente. As a matter of fact, if I were to turn back the hands of time, I would have decided differently. Maybe. Yan ang ko. So, I am now scouting around. Yung PCGG kasi is focused on the wealth of Marcos. Nagipagkita yung pamilya, and there's I have to yet to select the guy para walang duda. Baka sabihin na naman nag-house siya, there's a back channeling. But the Marcoses, I will not name the spokesman. Sabi nila na they'll open everything and probably return yung nakita lang. Sabi nila na malaki ang deficit mo sa maybe this year, ang projected deficit spending would be big, sabi nila. Baka makatulong. Pero hindi ito malaki. But we are ready to open and bring back sabi niya, pati yung if you gold bars. Hindi ganun kalaki, it's not the Fort Knox. It's just if you, but sabi nila, isauli nila, para walang ano. And the only reason really was, sabi nila, that the father was protecting the economy, and of course, the eventual kung maalis siya. But he was thought of regaining the Malacanang, and that is why ganito ang lumabas, parang naitago. I will accept the explanation. Whether or not it is true, wala na eh. And they are ready to return. How much they would give me an accounting. Trying to look for a guy not identified with anybody to handle the negotiation kung gusto nila. I'm looking at the former Chief Justice. Sila na mag-usap. Then another CPA and maybe a representative of all that is accepted also by all. So that tatlong tao yan mag-usap sa kanila. And then they are ready. And I'm happy na we come with a clean breast. Make something that is really worthwhile for the Filipinos. Yan ang explanation ko. I do not have a daughter by the name of Lovely Duterte. Ang daughter-in-law ko is she January. I think she was born January. But she is not a Moro. She is a Christian. Espanyol nga ang salita. Ito naman kay Mans, I do not apologize for him because he's a lawyer. And every lawyer knows that. That's our job. The richer the client, the better. So you can die early or retire early. So yan po ang for today's consumption. But sabi ko, nilimit ko doon sa mga anak ko kasi wala akong control sa ibang tao. For example, just like my son-in-law was a lawyer, and it is perfectly all right for him to say anybody. I mean, if just going to the BIR in connection in the case of your client, I do not begrudge for that. Trabaho ko rin niya. We have to protect the interest of our client. That's our oath of office as lawyer. Ito namang babae yan pumunta dyan. Excuse me, she's not my daughter. Hindi ko manugang yan. Diyan nga ako nagkaroon ng sugat sa puso. No? Imagine your 18-year-old son eloping with a 24 tapos. Manhirapan talaga, nakatapos. Ang sabi ko, nilimit ko dyan sa mga anak ko kasi yan ang control ko. Mga anak ng mga pinsan ko, wala na ako doon. Hindi ko nakaya yung i-control kung anong gustong hanap buhay gamitin nila sa mundong ito. I could only answer for my daughters, dalawa na pala yan, pati sa mga anak kong lalaki. Anyway, that was what I said during the first. If you remember, I was very specific in the names. Kasi yung iba hindi ko kaya. Itong si Lovely, they separated 10 years ago. I haven't seen her for the longest time. Mga anak nila nandoon sa kanya. So, not the kind of event that would prompt me to insist on resigning. Pero kung sabi ko sa mga anak ko, if they are into it, just call my attention. Remind me of my commitment and I will resign. Hindi ako yung kapito ko. That's one. The second one is, itong PCGG kasi is focused on the Marcos wealth. Gusto ko tanggalin, pero baka sabihin naman ng mga tao, on the verge of discovering something, Kaya na nga, binuwag na tuloy yung PCGG. But I will create another office. I'll just name good government. Pero mayroon na kasi maybe an anti-graft. And I'm looking for somebody to handle. Yung anak ni Bebot, siguro kaya niyang hawakan. Ayaw mo? I'm really looking for somebody. Kung may makuha ako na meron akong gustong kunin pero hindi napapayag yun. Justice talaga. 1 or 2 or 3. And maybe a lady na yung not identified with me, nor identified with the other group. I need somebody na kasi matagal yan. Si Justice Sereno made insinuations that siya yung tinuturo ko. Actually, none of the above. I was just generic yon. For those guys, sinabi ko na, well, I said there's a lady in, at ako naman, I rely on documents that are given to us here in the palace. I do not put a premium of truth in it, actually. But something that is transmitted to us officially. And if that is the situation, I have to make it public. I cannot make it a secret. Because then people will say, pinaalam namin niya, wala namang ginawa. But yung sabi niya na trips niya abroad, I don't know. What I gathered from the papers was that she was traveling first class. Kami, maski noong congressman ako, we were allowed to travel. And ang pwede lang sa amin really is business class. But if the airline decides to upgrade you because you're a congressman, ganon, well and good. But public money spends only for yung mura na business class. At yung mga kwarto na sa hotel, such an ordinary room. We're not supposed to be occupying a suite. The only problem, at baka mabalikan ninyo ako, when I go out of the country and visit nations, sila yung nagre-reserve ng kwarto. Usually, it's the presidential suite because there's a room, a receiving room, tapos dalawang kwarto, security mo, pati iyo. Kaya may caveat ako dyan. I am also, pero karamihan kasi binabayaran ng host country. They offer na sila na ang So, yan ang score dyan. Para malaman ng Pilipino kung ano ang laro ng buhay sa Pilipinas. Itong isa, I will read the official. Bakit ang ombudsman, matagal na siya dyan, natapos na lang ito si Aquino, why can't they just wind up the cases against the senators? This is not a brief. Hindi ko man kapartido yan si Estrada, pati si sino tong isa? Taga Cavite. Hindi na. Ba't yung kaso nila hanggang ngayon, it's sauce for the goose, sauce for the gander. If you allow a certain person to post a bail, there is absolutely no ground, legal or otherwise, na bakit yung iba hindi mo rin gawin. The latest is Gringo Hunasan. Gringo run sa, wala kaming but naawa ako sa kanya because hindi klaro eh. At ang batting average ng conviction, sinabi ko na sa inyo, sa ombudsman, cases filed, is 2 to 8. 8 is acquittal, 2 ang conviction. Bihira. At itong mga ombudsman, I was once also an accused sa ombudsman. Corrupt rin talaga yan sila, ang mga investigador. I'm telling you. And I can bring forth the record at basahin nila ulit. But eventually, hindi talaga ako pumayag. Naghingi siya, sabi ko, I told him, anong kasalanan ko dyan? I'm a prosecutor. So eventually, umabot ako sa Supreme Court. But at a great expense sa abogado. And I was exonerated. Ang maawa ako dyan, itong style ng graft and corruption sa ating bansa. Pag sinabi ng mayor, tawagin ka, pirmahan mo to, yung auditor pa dito, sir, automatic pipirma yan. Kung magsabi na yung mayor, putang ina to, ano ba? And yet, they are the ones naluluto. Malaman nila yan magpunta ng, wala pa namang barko. Wala na yung barko Davao, flying Davao, Manila. So they had to go to another province, board a ship there. Makita mo yung barong nila na puro putas na. And only to be acquitted. Yan ang mahirap sa file. So many cases that they cannot handle. Basta pagsabi na dyan, there being a prima facie case, file mo lang yan. File. Para may output lang. At the great expense of the human emotion. Hindi ba ka? Tapos yung iba, yung defavored nila, hanggang hindi pa na itong inuna yung mga kalaban. Tawa ako dito kay Greg. Sabi ko, then the measure of standard of granting bail and whatever legal remedies below, you give it to the others and give it to your enemies. Para kaya itong dalawang without really casting alam mo, itong mga justices of Supreme Court, wala akong problema. But the way things are being run, kagaya nitong sa contraceptive, dumaan na yung ilang expert. Tapos sabihin ni Sereno na it causes abortion. And yet, nagbili na tayo ng medisina, expecting that it would be needed by government para maumpisahan na. And until now, it was 2 years ago, nag-expire na yung medisina, Sereno is sitting on it. What's the problem, ma'am? Gumastos na tayo, bumili na tayong medisina, tapos nag-expire na lang, a simple 3 sentences would say, if you are going to deny it, we deny it because it is an abortive substance. Hanggang yung wala. And yet you call us for this slow movement of. There is something terribly wrong in our country, I'll tell you. Very, very wrong. Me, I have my faults, plenty. Pero not enough to sabihin mo na mag-resign ako dahil nagtanggap ako ng pera, niluto ko yung, I do not go into it. If it's my son, that's lawyering, I will not interfere. Yang si Mrs. Sumera is not a Duterte, mind you. At ang sinabi ko na sa inyo noon pa, I can distinctly remember I said, if somebody goes to your office mentioning my name, dropping my name, consider the subject matter denied. And do not allow my son or daughter to enter into your office to talk about something. You can always stand up, open the door, and say, Ma'am, sir, Mr. Duterte, Mayor Duterte, the door is open. Kindly go out. Yan lang naman ang hini ko sa inyo. At sinabi ko, kung kayo yung magpayag, budyakan ko rin kayo. Bakit kayo pumayag? I will go after you for consenting to a corruption, not only by you, but including my children. Idemanda na ninyo. Wala akong pakialam dyan sa... I have sacrificed thus far to remain floating in public office now. I said I've never lost an election from the time I won the vice mayorship in 1987 until the presidency. Bakit ko sayangan yan? Ano ba naman ang gusto mo pang sa buhay? Yun lang. Wala akong kudos. Simple lang ang gusto ko. Quiet life. I'm satisfied with my house. And still good. Second, I only have one daughter. Pagkasya na sa amin yan. Lahat. Wala akong... Yung piso mo manalo sa akin ng whatever my property worth 1 million, it's yours. Kung may makita ka sa akin na kalukuhan. The wheels of justice grind to a halt when those tasked to dispense it have friends to serve and debts of gratitude to pay. No matter what. The lack of moral courage to do what is right and act beyond those twin failings ends up in inequitable decisions. Scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Here's how some people describe it. It is to me detestable. Everyone calls for due process and the dispensation of justice without fear or favor. But sad to say, recent events show that no less than the office of the Ombudsman, which is supposedly the embodiment of everything that is just, fair, and reasonable, has not exactly lived up to its constitutional mandate. And may I add, her hold to the office is very, very precarious. You're supposed to serve the remaining terms of the guy who resigned, not to a full term. That is very clear under the law. That it has not been questioned until now, I do not know why. Ako naman kasi balae ko ang kapatid niya, yung tatay ni Mans. So mabuti ang open. Ayoko i-mention in public, but since we are talking about what is right and what is wrong, then maybe we should talk about everything, sparing no one. The office of the Ombudsman rightly stresses the importance of due process of law. Yet it cannot act on complaints with the cold neutrality of an impartial tribunal, which is basically required in due process. It seems that the office of the Ombudsman has mastered the art of selective justice. Harsh on some, soft on others, even when they all suffer from similar and analogous circumstances. Slow to act on complaints against the friendly, but quick to decide against perceived hostiles. The enemy of the ombudsman, the enemy of the ombudsman's friend is the ombudsman's enemy too. So it seems. This is how I see it from where I stand. When I took my oath of office in June 30, 2016, I said that one principle of governance I abide with in running the affairs of my administration is contained in the saying, thus, I have no friends to serve, I have no enemies to harm, I am beholden to no one save my conscience. I can only wish that the Ombudsman would go beyond the friendship bonds and adopt the aforequoted principle as a governing rule in the performance of its constitutional mandate. I implore you, let justice be done. It is not yet late in the day to do that. Let the remaining months of your incumbency be truly reflective of your mandate to do justice to every man without favor or bias. That said, let us now go to another equally important item. When everything wrong is detected in the way an equipment or machinery runs, it is either one takes immediate steps to repair it or stops using it temporarily, lest its defect worsens or affects other parts of the equipment. In the meantime, public service suffers. When there is an urgent need to acquire equipment, parts, material supplies, etc., to meet contingencies to improve public service, any delay in the procurement of those items could result in adverse consequences. And it is the public who bears the consequence and sufferance. It is the government that gets pilloried and crucified. Alam mo, it's high time. I hope Congress is listening. Alam mo, yung lowest bid is the culprit of them all. Yung lowest bid na yan is the source of all corruption and the efficiency and the inadequacy of government to meet its public works commitment. Kasi yung lowest bid, yung highest bid, well, I do not have to mention, but Consonghe, Ayala, etc., may equipment, may tao, may kapital. Then the next, ang lowest bid, itong wala. Laway lang yan. Pag nakuha niya yung lowest bid, wala mayang kapital, walang equipment, wala lahat. Subcontract niya yan. Kunin niya kanya yung kanya. So, nandiyan na. Kunin pa ng Office of the President, kunin pa yung technical, mayor, hanggang doon sa barangay captain, pati barangay captain kasi magpirma ng public work. Doon nagkaletse-letse. So, yung 100 million mo, 40 million is about, yun lang ang babalik sa tao. Kasabi ko sa kanila, kunin mo. Alam mo bakit ganito? It's now August. Last year, I became kunin mo yung resignation ni Inday Bong. Alam mo itong babae kong anak na ito. Baka gusto ninyo sabihin na gusto namin sa gobyerno. I took my oath of office June 30. So I reported August 1. August 5, pumunta na ako ng buti tinago natin ito. Pumunta na ako ng AFP Viluna. So, marami akong sakit Nasubukan ko na lahat. Sabi ko, meron ba kayong MRI? Wala. AFP Medical Center, meron ba kayong hyperbaric to arrest the spread of gangrene? Wala. Lahat. Sabi ko, sige. Ang good that si Sir Binjokno was there. He kept on nodding. Okay yan, okay. Lumaligaya ako. Give them half a billion. Tapos yung main building ng ospital nila, yung drainage, umaakyat na yung... Sabi ko, paano magagaling ito mga sundalo kung ganito? That is why in my suna sinabi, if this is the way how you treat your soldier, can a kudita be far behind? Kasi, meron kaming hospital dyan, dispensary lang sa PSG, minor o yung mga sugat na sugatan, nagpapahinga dyan. Alam mo, hanggang ngayon, August na, wala pa ang makinarya. Walang MR, walang hyperbaric. Kaya in my speech, sinabi ko, ba't narinig niyo? Opisyal, you change the process or I will change you. But it is really Congress who can put a stop to it. Go for the qualitative essence of the bidding. Kasi yung lowest bid will will hasten the perdition of this country. Kailangan talaga. Kaya I was talking, I was not joking, but I am not into it. For the Philippines to really go up, sabi ko, ang kailangan ng mga tao is not martial law. Go for, ginawa ni Cory, revolutionary government. Pero wag kayong magtingin sa akin, hindi ako pwede dyan. Na you declare all positions of the government vacant and change all. Ang mali lang kasi ni Ma'am Aquino was, binigay niya uli sa mga politiko. So, balik. It was the golden opportunity. Let me also say that hindi naman pwede yung that is why I say that when procurement laws and rules tend to unduly delay or derail instead of hasten the implementation of government projects or programs, then the time has come to change or amend them to keep in step with the changing times. Experience tells us that the lowest bid is not necessarily the best. And I'm telling you, as mayor for 22 years, congressman for 40 years, one term being the vice mayor of my daughter, talagang itong bidding is punta ka dito sa mga subdivision. Ayaw kong ano yun kasi no offense intended. I'm just being factual and true to myself. Punta ka dito sa Manila o sa probinsya. Sino ang magagandang bahay? Sino yung nasa upscale subdivision? There's the customs and itong BIR. Wala talagang katapusan. Dito, magsabi na Duterte 5 years lang. Kaya nga, experience tells us that the lowest bid is not necessarily the best. The quality of service, durability of materials, purpose of procurement, and the amount of the bid, though not the lowest, must go together. At first blush, the lowest bid may appear cheap, but on the long term, it can be more expensive than anyone could think of, could imagine. Nasabi ko kasi na hindi kami sa politika, pati ako. I and my daughter nung last election, won. Inday Sara as mayor. On June 30, nag-oath ako, nandito yung mga anak ko, sila. Iniwan ni Inday, pagkatapos ng oath ko, bigay ko sa inyo. His Excellency, Excellency pang tawag tatay niya, nagtawag sa akin, Mayor, nasaan si Mayor? Your Excellency Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President, Republic of the Philippines, Office of the President, Malacañang Palace, Manila. I hereby tender my irrevocable resignation as Mayor of the City of Davao, effective immediately. I cannot devote my full commitment to do my work, and I am unable to discharge the functions of the office due to personal and health reasons. Media can have this after. Kung sabihin ninyo, kami na nag-resign na, it took me several days to masimas lang. Pero yan, anytime pag napiste ang utak yan, aalis yan. But then that is the only side of the situation. The other side is there is another side. Allow me therefore to think loud in this regard. Could it be that the problem is not really our procurement laws and rules, but the people tasked with their implementation? Other procurement laws are good, they say. It is therefore people charged with the implementation of those rules that is the problem. Stated otherwise, the problem is the singer and not the song. I have heard one department whose goods, supplies, and materials are purchased mostly through negotiated contracts due to alleged failure of the public bidding, and that amazes me to no end. I was informed that some way or somehow some kind of arrangement or modus operandi, somebody pronounce it, if you will, is to contrive between members of the BAC on one hand and the bidder contractors on the other to manipulate processes intentionally make it public bidding fail. That resort to negotiated contracts that can be availed of. And this is where favored people and interests make their day. In conspiracy, of course, with department officials and BAC members. And this has to stop. One day, I'll catch up with you, God willing, if I'm around, and your heads will roll. Do not betray my trust. Do not betray the people's trust. Like someone wrong, once lost trust is seldom, if ever, regained. That is why I shall be creating an anti-graft commission soon to investigate complaints of corruption in government. At ito is habulan ng panahon. I do not want investigations to last more than 1 month. If there's something wrong in the contract, you can see it diretso na. Problem is you have to file it with the ombudsman. And that is where the game begins again. Delay or others. I'm not saying that all. I'm not even saying, I could not say that morality is involved. But huwag kayong maniwala niyang ombudsman na. Dumaan ako dyan. Long time ago. Alam mo yung kalabang ko sa politika, demanda na demanda. But ako, wala ako, sabi ko, I'm not in the habit of anuhin ko yung mga kalaban ko. Sabi ko na, bahala kayo dyan. Ako patapos at nanalo naman ako. That is why I shall be creating the Anti-Graft Commission to investigate complaints of corruption in government. Aside from the results of the investigation, support by competent evidence, I shall either suspend or dismiss presidential appointees. For the time, let us go slow in hiring of consultants. Meron ditong opisina, about 4 consultants. Ang bayad niya is 200 per consultant. Tapos, siyempre may mag-intervene na, Joseph. Kakasabi ko lang yung sweldo ninyo, pati ang magdaan dyan sa Malacanang, it's either joke, no, sunny, and what, 4 consultants, 200,000. Mas malaki pa sa sweldo ko ang buang, Joseph. Kung ganon, hindi na sana ako nag-presidente, nag-consultant na lang ako. We have experts in government from whom you can consult when you need arises. Avail of their expertise, seek their assistance. But if you cannot really avoid hiring consultants, then it would be good if you moderate their fees. Excessive fees cut into the budget. Be careful with public funds. It is not money that you are at liberty to spend at the people's expense. Let me end by welcoming you into the administration. I expect to work with all of you up to the end of my term. Wala akong sa inyo. I mean, this far, I think we're good. But sinabi ko lang talaga sa inyo na ako yung medyo sa talagang matindi ako dyan because I was once a fiscal, a prosecutor. And I was also one of the 2 tanod ba yan, the predecessor of ombudsman. 2 lang kami sa Mindanao. I was one of them. Kaya ako yung umiikot ng Mindanao, nagpo-prosecute ng kaso. Kaya ko talaga iniiwasan ko yan kasi nakakahiya eh. Titindig ka dyan, babasahan ka ng demanda ng pagnanakaw. Ako naman kung hindi totoo, but you know, it's a very humiliating thing. And I dread the day na ako rin. Kaya maingat ako sa yung mga ganon. Itong mga tao talaga malalakas. And ang problema kasi, hindi kayo. They enter government service for the comfort of it, the money. So, nasa inyo yan. Noble is here. I was around when he was a rebel of Mindanao. And his complaint was corruption. Danny is here. Nagrebelde sila because of corruption. Kaya kinukuha ko sila, sabi ko, tumulong kayo. At baka, ito kasi demokrasya, hindi ko solo. But if you are, at least there will be mitigations in how the money of the people are spent. Ako nag-divulge na ako ng ano. I said, I repeat, that lovely Sumera is not my daughter-in-law. Mans, the husband of Inday, is a lawyer. Hindi wala tayo kasali dyan. Basta kami mga abogado. Pag abogado ka, lawyering, it is not part of the problem. It is part of our democracy. Yan ang istorya niya. So, kayo, inasahan ko naman kayo at sana magtulong-tulungan tayo. Ayaw ko talaga yung corruption. Pahala na bumagsak ako. If there is a ground for having more than 2 wives, then I'll plead guilty. I will not wait for the impeachment to succeed. I will cause its failure by just going away. Yan ang... So, Dan Noble, welcome to... Then you'll find out really how we can improve. At least wag na lang yung na yung pera ng gobyerno hindi ma-dissipate. Ma'am, ano bang trabaho mong bago? Kasi naghahanap ako ng may mabakante. DSWD is vacant. Hindi ako hindi galing sa akin yung sabi na ginamit yung pera ni Tigualo. We did not. Dumating yun sa kamay ng mga congressman sa mga, well, of course, from military maybe. But hindi galing sa akin yun. Otherwise, I would not have reappointed her. Kasi doon sa kampo ng NPA, may nakuha silang yung mga envelope na doon nakapasok yung pangtawid. Ako naman sinabi ko naman to. Let me be very clear. To the communists, makinig kayo. Wala akong pakialam kung yung pera nakatanggap NPA na mahirap o law-abiding citizen sa barangay na mahirap. Puro yun ang kailangan ng kain. I don't give kung ano ang ginawa nila sa pera. Ang akin lang sana, huwag ka magbili ng bala, pati baril. Ba't sa liit naman na bagay na yan, ibigay mo sa mga mahirap? Panahon pa ba sila mag-isip niyan? Kaya, Secretary Tigualo, you're barking at the wrong tree. That is what I told the military. I'm not so concerned about money reaching the hands of the NPAs, especially if that money bought something to eat. Wala ako dyan. Pero pagdating na, nagpadala yan doon nagkalat yan sa Congress. Wag mo akong, sa akin okay lang. Because I used to do that when I was mayor. Maghingi ng medisina, maghingi ng pagkain, pinapadala ko. Nga, magbili ka ng bala, pati baril, problema mo yan kung patayin ka ng sundalo. Gano'n, marami kasing lumalabas na hindi nga tama. Wala ako. Basta ako, Pilipino ka, period. Pilipino ka, gutom ka, o sige, may pagkain. Pilipino ka, doon ka sa komunista, magbili ka ng bala, kung pinatay ka ng military, problema mo yan. Ganoon kasimple ako. And I have to defend this, my out of office, and everybody else is here, is simply that you have to protect the people and defend the integrity of the Republic of the Philippines, period. Wala niyang martial law na yan. Means nothing. Ako, my advice to a president who wants to change, do not go for martial law. Gawain lang issue. Go for a revolutionary government para tapos lahat. Ngayon ka na, kung magawa ni Cory, bakit hindi mo magawa? Bakit? May monopoly ba dito sa pagmahal natin sa bayan? Yun lang, I've taken much of your time this afternoon, but I have to explain my position to. Otherwise, mahirap yan mula ang kinang believe sa inyong appointing power. Otherwise, I think you'll not be working for me. Salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your message. We will now proceed with the photo-taking opportunity, which will be done in 3 separate batches. May we now invite our first batch.
Yan ang talumpati ni Pangulong Duterte sa panunumpa ng mga bagong talagang opisyal ng gobyerno.